Okay, today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than usual. As you can see, from the background change, I'm in my bed. I want to be as comfortable as I can be physically for this uncomfortable video. My name is Ariel Esmere. In case you don't know me, I use she, they pronouns, and being non-binary is a large part of my identity. But also, I love fashion, so that's what this channel usually is about. Me renovating clothes and renovating wigs, doing makeup stuff, such like that, and I love doing that. It's a large part of my identity, just as being non-binary is. But the thing is, most people don't yell at you about being a fashionista person. They do yell at you for being non-binary. What I want to do for this video is basically, I've decided to chip in my own reaction type video to respond to transphobic people. And keep in mind, non-binary is part of the trans umbrella. So non-binary is trans. There's usually kind of different communities involved with that, but it's still all under the trans umbrella. So in case you didn't know that, new fact for you today. And the reason this started, or this will start, is because of a very specific incident on Instagram. Okay, so it was a Loki post, Loki, Marvel person, awesome, love him. And I was just scrolling through the comments, as you do, and I saw this little thread of like, what political party would Loki be? And I was like, ooh, okay, all right, I'm interested. Let's see what other people have to say about that. There weren't many responses. There was one little questioning face that somebody made. And then right after that, out of nowhere, there was a comment that said, she, they, he, pick a gender. And I was going, okay. There was no mention of gender in this thread. None at all. So I looked back at a questioning face person and I looked at their profile. Turns out it has, on Instagram you put your pronouns on there, and it said she, they, he for their pronouns. And I was going, okay, this thread had nothing to do with that, this person just put a questioning face. Like, why are you looking at their profile in the first place, and why are you dragging their gender into this? So I'm already like, okay. And it's the internet, so you're not entirely certain if it's a joke, but you're pretty certain it's not a joke. So I responded, alright, you better just be making a horrible joke. And what's funny is part of their name is Monkey Man. I'm not going to say the rest of it, but Monkey Man. How appropriate, right? That's part of why I was thinking, is this a joke? Like, are you trying to be a Monkey Man? Like, are you trying to be not evolved? Anyway, so I said, alright, you better just be making a horrible joke. In case you aren't, though, I'll provide a defense on this random attack on questioning face person. Have you ever heard of non-binary people or gender fluidity? Hint, it's Loki's canonical gender identity, so Loki's pronouns could be she, they, or he too. Really should do your LGBT research before being transphobic. And then I said to questioning face person, tag them, keep being an amazing LGBT icon and happy International Non-Binary Day. Guess what? It was International Non-Binary Day that day too. Yeah, so that was my response. I didn't plan on responding any more than that because, again, it wasn't a post about... It was a post about Loki. It wasn't a post about trans people. And in general, I just don't want to respond to transphobic people more than once. Like, just once, because they're not going to listen more than that, and they're just going to try to keep egging you on. So there's no point in doing more than that unless they seem to indicate that they're going to be harmful. And this one, transphobic people are harmful regardless of what they do, but... So they responded with, they deleted this comment later, by the way, or somehow it got off of Instagram, so I don't actually have a screenshot of it, but they said, something along the lines of, not reading this. And I was like, okay, it's not for you. It was for the person that you attacked. But anyway, yeah. So I didn't actually say that back. Again, only doing one response. So one response per transphobe. Speaking of, another transphobe decided to pop in there, because I thought this was end of discussion, right? They were like, not gonna read this. I was like, okay, fine. I was just responding for questioning person faces. Questioning person face. That. But then somebody else responded, somebody entirely new to the conversation, just tagged me and said, nobody asked about that, truly DGAF. I'm sitting here going, did you read this thread? Did you read this thread? Nobody asked about that? What do you do? You know, long responses probably aren't going to be read, but I'm just the way I am with responding to people like this, and I was like, when transphobes make hate comments, they ask for the world to either ignore their damage or respond appropriately with whiplash. My comment was to support my fellow non-binary who was called an outdated slur just because of their profile, which means the transphobic person looked at their profile and dragged their pronouns into this feed for no reason but to call them a slur. The transphobic person asked, I answered. Truly DGAF if anyone unhurt by this thinks it's unnecessary. The next comment after that I reported, so I don't have a screenshot of that either. But they were something along the lines of, it's all about not being a really disgusting word for cat about it. And then after that there was a joke person who decided pronouns are funny, so they posted a response to this thing saying along the lines of, I've been doing my research on the LGBTQ community, and I just wanted to check to see if my pronouns are correct on Instagram. Would you check for me? And so I clicked on their profile, and it showed that N-word for their pronouns. They think pronouns are funny and don't kill people. To anybody who thinks pronouns are funny, seriously? It feels abso-freaking-lutely horrible whenever somebody gets your pronouns wrong. And does it on purpose. And messes with pronouns. Seriously. It's hurtful. You don't make jokes about pronouns. That's not funny, honey. So, anyway. So that's what started this whole thing. Now I'm going to go and look up and subject myself to more of this bullshit. Anyway, let's see. If you want to send more for this series, if you somehow find this video amidst YouTube and you decide, hey, I want you to look over this non-binary or trans or LGBTQ thing and I want to see what your opinion is on it, then please do send it either to my Instagram or my email. My email is on my YouTube channel. You just click on the For Business Inquiries thing, and you'll find it. Yeah, Ariel Esmere is pretty much it anyway. arielesmere@gmail. So, yeah. If you want to send any of that stuff my way, then I'll look over it for a future video. Jeez, I'm already planning on subjecting myself to this further. Oh no. Transphobia, sea of transphobia. Conservatives, get over it. Do you think you might just be mentally ill? Have you even had, operation? Life is hard for everyone. Oh, it gets worse. Those are pretty light. Those are pretty light things for people to say. It gets worse. I don't quite understand this. I mean, I'm like going, is the first part supposed to be a joke? I don't think it's supposed to be a joke, because the whole saying that doesn't help anything. I agree saying one of the good ones isn't necessarily gonna help anything, but if you are cis, you're not automatically transphobic. That's not how it works. It's not like your gender. You're not born transphobic based on how your gender is. That's not, or how your gender aligns with your sex. Like, that's just not how it works. The reason that there are so many transphobic, the reason there are so many suicides among LGBT people and trans people, I mean, part of LGBT, but the reason is because of people not supporting them enough and people just outright rejecting them as part of society. It's, if you don't accept them as for who they want to be, it's horrible. How do you live like that? You need some bit of hope that you can live a life where you can be happy, and that involves people supporting you. Oh, goody. When I'm told that gender is a social construct and men can become pregnant, but I'm not allowed to have an opinion on abortion because I'm a man. By the way, you're not allowed to have an opinion on abortion because you're a man, because what aspect of abortion are you involved in other than the lawmaking of it? What aspect of abortion are you involved in? What aspect, though, of actually having to carry a kid in you for 9 months, being able to barely do, like, what you used to as much as you could have before, and, like, what aspect of that are you involved in? You don't actually have to physically do that, and you don't have to physically give birth. You don't have to physically take care of the child, like, based on, just, no, you don't. This was supposed to be a transphobic video. But anyway, okay, let's focus on the men can become pregnant phrase. Because there are so many different types of ways you can be trans. It's possible, yes. I'm so sorry if I'm getting this wrong. I am non-binary. I am saying this based on what I know of my research of being involved in the LGBT community and being trans personally. But I'm not a trans male. I'm non-binary. So, trans males can be, by the way, I have a trans male friend that I kind of verified this with before, kind of recently. Trans males can be, you can fully undergo like an operation or operations to make you more physically like a male, as if you were born male. You can also undergo testosterone, which makes you more physically like a male also, just hormone-wise, rather than surgical-wise. You can also just dress like a male, or dress how social constructly, male people dress, and that's perfectly acceptable too. So if you're doing something like, if you haven't surgically undergone, if you're still by sex female, but by gender male, then yes, you can get pregnant. But you're still male. You're still a man. And it makes sense. I don't know, it makes sense to me. You just have to kind of keep in mind, trans males can be, there's a whole spectrum of things you can do to make yourself feel more valid, or to make your body feel more valid to what your internal feelings of your gender are. So, yeah. And I've kind of undergone stuff like that too. I've worn a binder before, and that's a thing you can do as trying to be more masculine, to bind your chest if you're born in a female sex body, and it feels pretty good. It feels more gender affirming. So, yeah, I don't know how a trans male would feel about being pregnant, like to be pregnant for to carry a kid for 9 months is typically a female sex-seeming thing, so I don't imagine the dysphoria would be very great to deal with, but it is possible, yes. So, anyway, I unpacked a little bit too much on that, I think. Or maybe just enough, who knows. Trans athletes should be able, okay, I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but trans athletes, they should be able to compete in what they want to compete in. Video captures woman's transphobic rant outside restaurant. Okay. Should I look at this? Okay, we're gonna look at this.
I'm Richard Branson,
Ooh,
and
I
I
could go to
have a
space.
once-in-a-lifetime
Fashionista.
invitation for you. Would you like to travel to space?
I'm gonna skip this. Okay.
Officials in Galloway Township, Atlantic County, are investigating an incident last weekend.
This is a whole news
that some
thing.
have described as a verbal assault against a transgender woman. It happened at a popular restaurant, and of course, there was a witness taking video. Action News reporter Annie McCormick has the story.
There was a man in the bathroom. In the woman's
There's
bathroom.
kids around.
This now viral video shows a woman who diners say began a
the bathroom.
transphobic rant. The couple identified by breaking AC.
Sorry to interrupt this, but I'm personally a proponent of gender-neutral bathrooms because it sucks to pick a bathroom. Sorry, I'm just... Whenever I'm feeling more like they, everybody views me as a she anyway, so Please just make gender-neutral bathrooms. It's at universities, it's at my school. Nobody has a problem there at my school because we're smart and not... We don't care. We're all people. We have individual stalls. Just use the bathroom and get out. Don't care about what gender the person is next to you. Sorry, that's my hot take for the day. Anyway.
.com as Michael and Lisa Smuro. Lisa seen complaining about a woman she believes to be transgender using the woman's bathroom. Her husband, a middle school vice principal in Neptune, New Jersey, becomes so irate he throws beer at the people recording them.
There you go.
No.
That's messed up.
Monday, to date, they have not confirmed there was an incident between Lisa Smuro in the bathroom with a transgender woman. Christian Fuscarino is the executive director of Garden State Equality.
The language that was used is transphobic in nature. It's alarming that people who are responsible for children would behave in such an aggressive and hateful way.
Well, you know what? We're gonna just go ahead and stop it there. If you have any non-binary and or trans and or LGBT memes for me to react to, memes, videos, all sorts of stuff, anything for me to react to, go ahead and send it my way. Again, my email is arielesmere@gmail.com, and my Instagram, I was trying to say Twitter and that's not it, I don't have a Twitter. My Instagram account is arielesmere. So yeah, just go ahead and send me some stuff and I'll have more stuff to work with to react to, because I guess that's one of the things we're doing now on this channel. So I'd like to use my voice to speak up for this, so yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video as much as you can enjoy a video like this, and yeah. That's it.